Good morning. We've been looking at Romans 8, and we're going to continue in this golden chain, final piece of the chain. So we've seen these 5 parts, right? Going back to verse 29, for those whom he foreknew, he predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, in order that he might be the firstborn among many brothers. And those whom he predestined, he also called. And those whom he called, he also justified. And those whom he justified, he also glorified. Number 5, glorified. So, what does it mean to be glorified? Well, let me first say what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean to be deified. So glorification and deification are not the same thing. The idea that you would become a god in some way is not a biblical doctrine. It's not taught scripturally. So what we learn scripturally is that we will one day be something that C.S. Lewis poetically and beautifully said, that if we saw it today, we might be tempted to worship it. And he said that because the glorified body, like Jesus' glorified body after his resurrection, was an amazing thing, was a kind of trans-dimensional kind of body in that way. And so in this way that's very difficult for us to grasp, because we just don't have full categories. There's sort of a discontinuity a little bit with our understanding from, we can't just simply draw a direct analogy from our present world. But what we can learn when we think about glorification is we can know that it's, for example, something that Jesus prayed about, right? In John 17, he says, the glory that you've given me, I've given to them, that they may be one, even as we are one. Well, Jesus bestows in that way glory to us, but not so much here and now. I mean, we have we're made with dignity and honor and so forth, but something that is awaiting us. There's a glorification that awaits us, and it's secured, it's guaranteed. That's one of the reasons why you see that golden chain in the past tense, right? We have been. It's a secure chain. Our ultimate glorification, and what Jesus looks forward to for us, is cashed out in 1 Corinthians 15, where we see this glorified body that we get that resembles Jesus' resurrected body. And in that way, there's both a continuity and a discontinuity. The continuity is, it's us. And so in that way, they recognize Jesus. So there's some way in which it will be clear that it's us. And yet, it has a discontinuity. It's not the same kind of body. It's, as Paul says, a spiritual body. And so, we await glorification. Now, that's good news for those of you, and for me. As we suffer in the body, as we're embattled in the body, we await this glorification. And so, what I want you to take away are 2 things. One is, you have a great expectation of one day receiving a new body. Secondly, you have your future secured if you are Christ's, because from the movement of foreknowing through predestination, calling, justification, and glorification, it's all locked. It is secured by him. And that's the way he speaks of him. He has done this, and he will do this for each one that he's begun this golden chain with. So may the Lord encourage your heart and lend security to you today.